Maybe, just maybe, naughty girls need love too.
Okay, this video is for September 2018. This is for Pop Records, Mike Sador 42 Vinyl. Like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. First album I bought of pop albums and this is from the 80s. This is going to start from the newest to the oldest. And the newest record I had from these pop records was from 1988, and that's Samantha Fox, I Want to Have Some Fun. That's probably the best song on this album. There's another song on here that I'm actually going to play that's pretty good, but this was the last of the 80s Samantha Fox, I believe, and this one is not as consistently good as especially the next album I'm going to show. But it's definitely not a bad record. Fully 80s, fully synth. You know, if you're really into that sound, you'll dig this album probably. It's just the songwriting isn't the best. Now, the self-titled Samantha Fox record, which has Naughty Girls Need Love 2 on it, this is an excellent album. Side 1 is just hit after hit after hit, really. Even if they weren't hits, they could have been. Really, really great record. This one's a lot of fun to listen to, especially Naughty Girls Need Love 2. I had that on a 45 single. I even had Foolish Beat on a 45 single from Debbie Gibson. You know, so at the time that this album was out in the late 80s, 87, 88, I was getting into thrash metal. I was getting into King Diamond. I remember having bought King Diamond Them on cassette, and I also had this, you know, Naughty Girls Need Love 2 on 45. So I just had all kinds of, even back when I was a teenager, I was listening to all kinds of crazy weird stuff. But anyway, this is actually a good record. This one's not, Samantha Fox kind of gets plugged into like the guilty pleasure kind of category. I think this album is just really good. It's just a good, very good 80s pop record, especially Naughty Girls Need Love 2. That's just a fantastic song. There's some other really good songs on here too. Nothing's Gonna Stop Me Now is pretty popular now. I mean, and I think somebody else redid that song. But I Surrender to the Night is really good. True Devotion is really good. She does I Can't Get No Satisfaction from the Stones. So really good pop record. That's probably one of her best ones.
Whoa.
Ballerina, 99 Left Balloons. This has the German version as well. Okay record, new wave stuff, new wave pop, you know, it's not bad. 99 Left Balloons is the best song on here, and I actually like the German version as well, so I think both versions are really good. Thomas Dolby, what is this? The Golden Age of Wireless. This is a really good, very good synth record. Like, if you're really into synth pop, like, this is just full of synths. It's just constant, you know. It's just really, really, really cool. There's some really good songs on here. Obviously, the Blinded Me by Science, but there's also a song that the one that I'm going to play is, it's called One of Our Submarines, which is really good. So yeah, some decent, you know, synth pop here. That's pretty good. This is the Bell Stars. I'm not going to play anything off this. This record is only claim to fame as it has the Eco Eco song, and I guess it was in the Rain Man soundtrack because Dustin Hoffman liked this version of the song for some reason. He was into these guys, or at least that version of the song. So yeah, that's how I guess that's their biggest claim to fame. But this album's just, it's okay. This album's pretty good. This is another synth pop, ABC, Lexicon of Love. This is very, very, very synth poppy, and yeah, really good stuff here too as well. I would recommend this. This has Poison Arrow, Tears Are Not Enough, and of course it has The Look of Love on here as well. So some pretty good hits on here, and very, very much synth pop.
If I were to say to you, can you keep a secret? Would you know just what to do or where to keep it? Then I say I love you, all the situation. Hey girl, I thought we were the right combination. Who broke my heart? You did. Go to the target, blame you did. You think you're smart, stupid. Shoot that poison arrow to my heart. Shoot that poison arrow. Shoot that poison arrow to my heart. Shoot that poison arrow.
Eurythmics. I have Sweet Dreams Are Made of This. And this is pretty good. It has a couple hits on it, obviously. Sweet Dreams and Love is a Stranger are the two big ones on here. Pretty good album. Maybe Eurythmics are good, but I mostly enjoy just the singles from them for some reason. Their deep cuts don't get as much play from me, but I wouldn't say they're bad. I might just have to spend more time with them. But this is obviously it has Sweet Dreams on it, which is a good song, and that Stranger, Love is a Stranger, is pretty good too. And the last album I'm going to talk about or have is Marvin Gaye. This is from 1978. This is Here My Dear. And this album has an interesting story where Marvin Gaye was going through a divorce with Berry Gordy's sister, who was much older than him at the time. And he was falling behind on alimony and all this stuff, you know, paying her basically. So they cut a deal, I guess, to where he was going to give her royalties for this record. And at that time, the record wasn't done, you know, lyrics weren't written. So he really just started writing all the songs about his divorce and about falling in love, falling out of love, and, you know, when the divorce happened, getting lawyers involved, you know, all kinds of interesting stuff on here. Lyrically, this album is very interesting. And, you know, I was just reading, it's really has like at the time, this album was a complete flop. It really made no money and didn't do very well. But as time has passed, you know, people have reevaluated this and they say like this is one of his best albums. And Rolling Stone has put this on, you know, like 100 best albums and stuff like that. So this album really has kind of like an interesting history. And it's one of those things that was just not, it didn't hit at the time. And there really are no hits on this. You really just have to listen to this album all the way through as like a full concept. And it's pretty interesting. It's a fun listen. Lyrically, it's definitely dark as well, you know, kind of like the Matthew Sweet stuff where, you know, it's just really him talking about, you know, all the crazy crap that he has to go through, you know, with his divorce and things like that, including getting lawyers involved and, you know, if you're going to leave, if you're going to have to pay, you know, all this kind of stuff. So it's an interesting record. And my album has the sides are set up so they can be in a record changer. So, you know, side 1 and side 2 are on different albums. And same thing for side 3 and 4. So when you play, you know, you put side 1 record on first, side 2, and then on the top, and then side 1 would drop, it would play. Side 2 would drop and it would play, and then you could flip them over and do the opposite for side 3 and 4. So that's how this album is kind of set up or whatever on the actual records itself. So that's pretty interesting. I only have a couple records that are like that. My Bob Seger Live Bullet record is like that as well. And maybe I have 1 or 2 more, but that was kind of really only in the 70s here where they kind of had records like that.
I remember like it was yesterday. We were over friends, and we was trying one more time to make amends. Oh yes, we was. Suddenly it occurred to me it did not matter whether I was mad at her, she was mad at me. No, baby, understanding my condition, I must surely be a wishing and a hoping to be free. Some say you can leave, but it's going to cost you. She said, yeah, you can leave, but it's going to cost you. Yeah, she said, you can leave, but it's gonna cost you dearly. Oh, you can leave, but it's gonna cost you dearly.
And that's it for the pop. These were hopefully quick videos. And yeah, if you have any questions about these albums, or, you know, I'm going to play some songs from them, which is good. So you probably heard some of the stuff already from when I played it earlier in the video. All right, cool. Thanks. Bye.